How could you do this to your own mother? My mom screamed down the phone to me. This was the first time she had contacted me for 5 years. Brandon turned 21 last week, but to get to that sentence, I need to start at the beginning. My mother, Jane, 49F, had me with my father, Andrew, who died when I was 4. They did not marry, so from 4 until I was 10, it was just my mother and me. When I was 10, my mother introduced me to Michael, 52 meters, and his daughter, Grace, 19 feet. Michael is a weekend dad to Grace. When we first met, he was nice enough. He was not trying to be a second dad, but he was pleasant enough. He proposed to my mom. She asked me what I thought, and I said I was okay with it. My first mistake. They started bringing Grace around, and I liked her. She was nice, she was very pretty, and we played video games. When I was 11, Michael and Mom got married, and Michael moved into our house. When I was 13, Mom gave birth to my half-brother Justin, 8 months. Michael decided to be more dominant in the house. He would punish me for not doing chores. He tried giving my room to Grace, but I refused, and Grace told him she would not take it. He would pick fights and then lie to my mom, telling her I was being disrespectful. My mom believed him. I was constantly grounded, and my life was miserable. On my 14th birthday, I tried to end it all. My mom was sitting by my hospital bed crying. Michael growled at me that he wished I succeeded. I was taken in by my father's parents. They refused to let me go back. My grandma said something at the time that I thought was strange. She told them that they will regret treating me so badly. Michael scoffed, thinking he had all the power, and told her to get out of his house. My mom looked sad. My grandma said it wasn't his house and was about to say something else, but Mom stopped her. A year later, I went back for Christmas, and Michael was intolerable, and my mom was indifferent. They lavished gifts on Grace and Justin. I got a book token and a card. Grace hit the roof, calling both my mom and Michael assholes, and that they should be ashamed of themselves. On my 16th birthday, my mother did not ring me. Michael sent me a message saying to never contact them again. I was not welcome in my home, and that my mother did not want to see me ever again. I cried myself to sleep for a week. All this time, my grandma said, "Do not worry." I received a happy birthday message from Grace. It basically says she knows her dad is a dick and that she cannot wait to go no contact with him. I threw myself into school and graduated as valedictorian and was awarded a scholarship to MIT. I started to look for jobs, but Grandma told me that I had a trust fund for college. My father had owned his own business and was wealthy and had left my grandmother the trustee of his wealth and my college fund. I worked hard at college and am starting my final year of my engineering major next fall. I have a girlfriend called Sarah. It is casual, but we are having fun. My 21st birthday was last week. I celebrated it with my college buddies, then went to Grandma's to spend it with my dad's family. My Aunt Ruth asked me what I was going to do with the house. I said, "What?" That is when Uncle Roger told me that the house my mom and Michael are living in belongs to me. Everything in the house belongs to me. My parents were not married, and the entire estate was left to me with my grandma as the trustee until I reached 21. The business has been run by Uncle Roger for me. It turns out Michael is one of my employees. I will receive a stipend from the trust until I am 30, and then I gain full control of the trust. I asked Uncle Roger if he could carry on running the business. He agreed instantly. I also gained control of all my father's real estate portfolio. I own pretty much every house in my family, including my mom's, so I went to an attorney on Monday morning and we discussed everything. I decided at that moment that I was going to evict my mother and her husband from my home. So my attorney sent them a 30-day notice to quit the property. Hence the phone call from my mother this morning. She was berating me that I was made to listen how I was a horrible son, but we were family. How could I do this to my brother? Why am I still holding a grudge? Just keep the peace. After her rant, I calmly as I could, I was mad, told her that I had not seen her in 6 years, that she chose Michael over her own son, and she let Michael treat me badly for the years, and she knew I owned that home. Yet she and Michael pushed me out. I hung up on her and was tempted to block her number. I am second-guessing whether I am doing the right thing.